Hey guys, Jonathan with you again. Welcome back to the channel or podcast, depending on where you're listening. Please make sure you're subscribed. Makes my mother very happy. Well, actually, I don't even know if she knows I have a channel, but it makes somebody happy. So please make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification button. And of course, make sure you've grabbed a free copy of my book, Bridging the Gap. Free, no cost, zero, nilch, nada. Grab that link, get yourself a free copy. Today, we're going to talk about a quote from Jordan Peterson. You'd be very familiar with that name. Really interesting guy. You know, last year I used to go riding at 4 a.m. I used to do training rides, pitch black. And here in Australia, kangaroos, I used to ride out into the bush, and it's just crazy. Anyway, I was listening to a 13-hour lecture series by Jordan Peterson. Really fascinating guy. And one of the things I like about him is that he's had a lot of suffering in his life, particularly in the last few years, medical, personal suffering. So he's somebody that, I guess, walks his talk. So let's jump in. You're going to love this quote from Jordan Peterson. Let's do it. You are going to work to make things better for yourself, as if you are someone you are responsible for helping. I love this. I think all of us, most of us, especially the kind of people that watch this sort of content, this sort of channel, we're good at helping other people. None of us are perfect, but if you saw somebody in a really difficult situation, I'm pretty sure you'd help. Like, if you could do something to make somebody's life a little bit better, I'm pretty sure you would. Like, you've got to have some issues to just completely not want to make other people's lives better in some small way if it's easy for you to do. But here's the point of Jordan Peterson's quote, is that we're actually good at doing it for others, but do we bring that approach to ourselves? He says we need to start to work to make things better for ourselves, not worse. I mean, how many of us, me included at times, do dumb stuff that hurts ourselves? We carry all sorts of wounds and brokenness and pain from life experience. So we do all sorts of crazy stuff. We self-medicate it. We have aggression. We have, we hurt other people. We do all this sort of stuff. But this concept of self-compassion, of beginning to treat ourselves better. And I like how we use the word work. We're going to go to work. We're going to go to work for ourselves. We're going to make ourselves better. We're going to do what we can reasonably to heal ourselves, to make our lives better. As if we were someone else. As if we would do for ourselves what we would so easily do for others. I mean, if you think about the fact that, Jesus famously said what? The golden rule. Do unto others, or, love others as you love yourself. And there's this kind of imperative that until you can have some compassion for yourself, it can be hard to have compassion for others. So practically, what does it mean? It means as we go through our days, we're a project. We need to see ourselves as a self-improvement project. We need to see ourselves as, what are the limitations? What are the things that we're doing? What are the things that need to change? What help do we need? What book do we need to read? What therapist do we need to see? What program do we need to start? What gym do we need to join? How do we need to change our diet? How do we need to stop watching pointless things? This concept of what do we need to do to start to go to work on ourselves. And I reckon if you're watching this or listening to this right now, I know, we all know. But we struggle to do it sometimes. And I don't know whether it's because we think it's selfish or, I'm at a phase of life still with a young family that, there's not a lot of bandwidth, right? Like you're giving and giving and giving. We have to remember that we can't give from an empty well. And the work that we do on ourselves, this whole personal development space, the purpose of this work isn't to be the richest person in the graveyard. The purpose of this work is so that we can become fully who we are, so that we can love the people that have been put in our lives. That's the point, right? We can serve and contribute. So let's take his words to heart. Let's go to work on ourselves as if we are somebody that needs our help. It's a good thought experiment. I want you to think about in your life, are you doing that right now? Are you doing things right now that help you to grow, that help you to develop so you can love and care for yourself and then love and care for others? That's the point, all right? Okay, that's it. Go to work on ourselves. It's the weekend here when I'm recording. I've got to be good to myself. I've got to be good to myself so that I can be good to the family, so that I can continue to contribute and create content, So what are you going to do? What are you going to do to treat yourself the way that you would treat somebody else that needed your help? All right, make sure you've subscribed. Grab a free copy of Bridging the Gap. My name's Jonathan Doyle. I'm going to have another message for you tomorrow.